Hello everybody, welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I'm down at my allotment and I've had a bit of a disaster. I don't know if I mentioned it in the last videos. That was with my tomatoes. This chocho coming over into the path. I've got my tomatoes, and as you can see, we had the dreaded blight. I thinned them out as much as I can and everything like that, but I can still see some of them have been affected by the blight. So what I'm going to do is see if I can get these out. What ones, if any of them look good, then I'm going to leave them, but it seems like it's affected this old patch here, which I don't know. And then I've got this bag over here as well. I'm going to get these ones out of here as well. So it's one of those things what happens. I've still got tomatoes up in the volunteer tomatoes in there and over the back. I've got some in my greenhouse, and I've got tomatoes at home, so I'm not well, it's worrying because you want to grow things and give away, and then there's these big beefy tomatoes on there, the stripe ones. You can see these are where the tigrillas and different ones on there, but I've got to I see this it's still sending off blooms and everything, but following the stem down you can still see where the black patches of the blight is. So I'm going to do this, then once I've done this I'm going to pick off all the good tomatoes, take them home, see if they would ripen up. If they do, they do, and if they don't, they don't. So that's what I'm going to do with these, and I'll be back with you in a minute. Right everybody, so we've got all the tomatoes out. It was worse than what I thought it was, because underneath all the stems were rotten, the roots were rotten, but the tops were still green. But I said the best thing for me to do is just take everything out, and then when I come next time I've got to dig over this bed, get all these weeds out, shaping it up. And you can see how quick the grass grows. We only trimmed it a couple of weeks ago, and you can see how much it's grown already. It just looks like you never trimmed, so I've got to trim the grass again. That's how many bags we got out of it, 5 bags. I took off as the tomatoes what I'm going to leave at home, put them in my conservatory and see if, well, some's ripening already, but I'm going to see if the rest ripen. If not, then I'll have to just deal with them and chuck those as well. But that's all so far. So I'm coming around now to my French beans, and I can see that there's a few on there. So I'm gonna have to try and see if I can get them off before they get any longer. You have to use my my hands for this. So I have to check, because some of these were the dwarf ones what's low down, and if they've got beans on them low down with this much bush, you're not going to see them unless you move. Even this tomato over here I can see it's got a bit of blight on it as well, and it's not even getting the same. Well, just one of those things with the tomatoes this year, they're not performing as they should be. Right, so Gonna get these French beans off. And I can see them, because you know you don't always see everything until afterwards. So I'm just looking down and seeing if I see any. It's not a, don't know if there's a lot or what, but yeah, a bit hard to spot at the moment. But at least it's starting to produce some now. And then this cho-cho just growing. They're sort of wrapping themselves around it. So I don't know if that's causing any smothering issues with them. But I've got to come and get into this bed is the next one what I've got to get into. Got big tomato down there. I did one tomato and it spread so much. And I've got some broad beans here. Well, this isn't a broad bean, this is a weed. That's a weed. So it's telling me that I've got to come and get in between and see what's going on down. I can't see any more French beans over this side. But we've got some. Come round the other side. Just got a little handful, not a lot. Just put them here for now. Don't want to step on this cho-cho. Right, don't think I can see any more in here. So my next task is to go through this bed and then see if there's any more in there, get out all them green leaves and everything. I mean the yellow leaves and that. I still haven't got over this cold yet. Went to the doctors, they gave me some antibiotics for it, which I've got to go and pick up in a minute. See, all this is in there. So I'm still suffering with that cold. I don't know how many weeks, about 3 weeks now I've had it, and it's just every time I bend down and get up, you know, you just feel the dizziness come to your head. Hope nothing ain't biting me. Feel something there biting. Right, so that bed is. I've got to sort out this bed next time. I don't know, dig it over or what, something to it. Right, so my next task, I need my cameraman, so I'm gonna cut and then come back to you. Right everyone, so I've got this bucket here and it's those potatoes, what I'll always call it my daughter's potatoes. So I'm just gonna cut off these and then I've got to empty it out and see if we've got anything in there. Put those in there afterwards so they can go to the tip as well. I've got three more buckets at home of potatoes that I haven't harvested yet, but I'll show you. We've had a nice lot of potatoes this year. The first lot of what I dug out of here, I think it was over 9 kilos I got. And then at home, can't remember how many kilos it was, but it was on the video, so you all saw that video, so you know what we got out of it. Right, so I'm going to empty this bucket. This is the only bucket of potato that I grew down here. So there you go. And I can see it's covered in ants. I've had these red ants all up underneath and everything. So just waiting for those to crawl off. Can't remember if I got the ants powder back in the car. Right, I need something to put them in now. So I'm going to get a bag to put them in, let these ants crawl off a bit. Then I'll come back to that because I've got some other things to do. So I'm going to let those come off. Then what I'm going to do meanwhile, I've got these courgettes, these yellow leaves. I'm going to take these off. My pumpkin as well. Got some leaves to take off of this. Anything what looks like powdery mildew, or the leaves are starting to ripen up, I'm going to take those off and get rid. So I'm going to do that, then I'll be back with you in a minute. Right everyone, so I'm in my polytunnel and I've got some tomato feed, what I've just mixed with some water. So I'm just going to feed some of my plants what I know, like my melon. I'm going to water it again in a minute. This one, I don't know what's happening with this one, why the leaves are so black on it. But I'll just feed it anyway, just in case it decides to come back. But everything just needs watering. See my got okra down there what's starting to flower. I'll let my cameraman go up there and go up that end and show you if you can get past. That's an okra plant what's starting to flower. So I'm just giving all these ones a bit of tomato feed. I tomato feed these pepper plants. I thought you could see them shriveling up, but I'm going to give them a good watering again before I go. Everything's going to get another watering. That papaya plant didn't make it, so it's one of those things you lose. You're always going to be losing a few plants. Hopefully this will spring back to life in a minute. Well, guava plant you see is putting on a lot of leaves, but just growing up in a straight. So I'm just giving that some tomato feed as well. Then I'm going to give it some water afterwards. Right, my pepinos. Going to give those some tomato feed as well. Going to let this soak in for a bit and before I put more water in there. But I just want them to get some feed first. And feed this one in this tub. This is a sweet potato what I brought from home. You can see how I think the sweet potatoes prefer when they're in the heat. I see my cantaloupe melon there. I don't know when they're going to be ready, but there's a few on there, so it's the first time I've grown that. These are physalis, so I'm giving those a feed as well. All them flies what you see coming up is from the banana what I put in there. I should have buried it, but didn't want to disturb anything, so I put it on top, which is my mistake. And these sweet potatoes, giving those a feed as well. I don't think these would really get a feed where they are, but I'm just giving them some just to give them a helping hand. I'm going to be putting some more water in there in a minute. Right, I'm going to put some more in here, mix up some more. I think something did bite me. I just hope it's not one of them midges. Oh, I'll have to do it like this. Oh no, I can use this cap. So I'm going to top that up with water. Then I'm coming up to the back, up the back. This bucket's empty of water, I don't know why. Like someone emptied it. And the tank is going down as well, and which is strange because the amount of rain what we've been having, I haven't watered. I'll let that full up meanwhile. Right, so I've got pepper plant here, what's nice and green. So I'm going to give that some couple of capfuls. Got my courgette here, which is a yellow courgette. You know I've had a lot of this. And I've got a crystal, lemon crystal cucumber in there, but it's not doing anything. It's just starting to run and flower now. Right, got a pepino there. Give that a couple. If you ain't got tomato feed, you can use seaweed. Got my peppers here. Gonna give these some as well. Gonna water this in a minute as well. Right, so I've got think this is another pepino here, if I'm not wrong. I'm going to give that a couple. These peppers in now. This pumpkin. I usually give these bloodfish and bone, but I'm here, so I might as well just give them some. Alright. Yeah. Right, my aubergines, you can see how those have come on since I moved them from, they were getting smothered and I moved them, so they decided to come on now. Right. So I'm just making sure that I give everything what needs. Most of these up here are like my peppers and my pumpkins and that, but I'm going to be watering them again in a minute. Just give them that. Get some more water. Mix up some. That filled up quick. That filled up really quick. Right. Mix up some more. As you can see, I was looking between and I found some more cucumbers. The amount of cucumbers what I've had is unbelievable. Gave away a whole bag on Sunday, and then my wife still brought some back home saying that a lot of people don't eat them, so it's one of those things. And I gave some away on Saturday to the hospital. A friend of mine that works for the hospital gave some, and now I've come off, found a few more, and I know I might go up the top and there might be cordlets up there as well, so you never know. So that's how it goes at the allotment. You're always going to be finding things to do. Need to put a bit more in this one. But you can see the bees are doing what they're meant to be doing. And the spinach what I planted is all bolted, so I'm going to sort that out next time I come down. Get rid of that. So I think these aubergines liked when they got moved, because they're not smothered now. So I'm just giving them a bit of feed. So that's all those what I needed to feed up here. You can see the okra yams. nice and bushy. I hope this isn't a weed inside it, you know. Yeah, that's a weed. So everything's coming along as it should be. Just going to give this one another little bit, although I'm going to maybe take, I'll never put none in this one behind here, you know. Right, so everything's got a bit of feed. All they need now is just watering. Which I'm gonna be doing in a sec. Those peppers, I might take them out of here. I think it's a bit hot in there for them. And that's what every time I come down here, we have that. You open up this thing and then all the butterflies come in. And I don't want no caterpillars in it anywhere. Right, so that's one of the jobs what I had to do. Right, so I'm going up the top now. Don't know. Going up the top. I don't know if all the things have crawled out of that yet. But there's a few little potatoes in there. That's how I like them when they're small. You know, I put in quite a few potatoes in a. They say only put 5 or so in a 30-litre bucket, but me, I just put in what's there. Right, I should have got into this bed today to get these out, but my back is not playing ball, and when you've got a cold as well, that doesn't help matters. I can see a few heads of broccoli in there as well. But if I take this cover off, I know I'm going to end up doing all this spinach, what's gone to seed. I want to get that out. So I don't even know what to do. I wanted to. My daughter says she likes this cabbage. There's one here what's firm. Yeah, I might end up coming back to this. Let's see. I'll be back with you in a minute. What's the time? Right, everybody, so I've just got through this bed. Just managed to get out some of the bigger leaves to make more airflow through it, and then I just trained up some of these as well. To be really careful with them because they're really delicate now. Once some of the leaves get a bit bigger, then I'll take those ones off as well. I've got a bag full of leaves, so that's aerated. It allows more airflow, and then if there's new ones coming up, then the bees can see where to go and pollinate them. Right, so that's done. Right, so my next task up here didn't really come to harvest, but looks like I'm going to have to. So I'm going to need my cameraman to help me take off this cover. Then I'm going to see if I can get all these purple heads off, and I'll be back with you in a minute. And then I've got still got those potatoes to do and some watering, so I'm going to do that. Right, so I thought I'd do these potatoes. Meanwhile, my cameraman was taking over the cover, but I just opened it up. This is what I've taken up so far, and I've just opened it up, and you can see that there's potatoes galore in here. So these was my daughter's potatoes, which I think they're shop brought. Just making sure. You can see the dirt is crumbly. I think this was the one what I mixed with koi and that. So I'm just making sure. This is how I like my potatoes anyway, small. We like these on a Sunday. You put them in with your roast. You can put them down the side and that. So I'm just making sure. So we've got to harvest out of them. So that's what I'm doing next year. All my potatoes on that are coming down there and going up the top there at the back near the water tank. So I can see the seed tomato, some of the seed potatoes. They're small, but that's how I like them. My daughter most probably roast these on Friday, or if not, then they'll be for Sunday dinner. Not all of them, but don't know where to start. Trying to make sure I get. So I didn't expect to get so many out of there, but you saw how many I put in there. But they're small, but they're eatable, so put these in a bag afterwards. And I can see the seed potatoes now. It's a root one plant there. So you can see there where the seed potatoes were and that. So the only thing what I'm going to have to be aware of next year is when I'm planting them is ants. Even some underneath. All these little ones as well, you've got to see if you can get these out as well, because these will come back be next year's potato underneath there. And there's still a lot in there. Still a lot in there. Look at this. So, like I was saying at the beginning of the thing, of one of my, this seems like a year for potatoes. Then next year now you plant them and you get a smaller harvest, or you don't get a good harvest out of them. So I'm glad I didn't throw. I had some potatoes at home what was all nicely chitted. I went to get them to bring down to replace this so I could put it in a polytunnel, and my daughter said that they were rotten, and I thought, how can they be rotten when I saw them and nothing wasn't wrong with them? Because when I planted these ones, they were in the same as the ones at home. I think these are Charlottes or something like that, or new. Oh, there's still a lot in there. Look at that. Still a lot in there. and I'm bending my back, which I shouldn't be doing, so I'm just trying to couch down now. All these, got to take up all these as well, get these out. My back's feeling it now. So that's some of the plants. I know there's still some in there. So you just live and learn. Every season you learn something. From planting potatoes at home and not getting anything, but like I know, I think I know where I've been going wrong. So now we're starting to get there. Still potatoes down there. I better stand up before I can't get up. Oh. So couple of seed potatoes there. Can't believe it. How far down did I? Next time I've got to try pulling what I usually would have emptied this onto. See, all these, you miss these and you're in problem. I've got to try pulling what I usually empty potatoes on, but that's at home. I've still got some buckets of potatoes at home, so right, I think that's about it. So let my cameraman come. Right, so that's what we got out of a 30-litre bucket. They're small, but they're nice potatoes. So that's how I like them. So that's our potatoes. That's my daughter's potatoes. She can get those when I go home. Right, so got cucumbers, tomatoes, what I've got to put out. Got some French beans, a few French beans. So now I'm going to see if I can get some of that broccoli out. So I'll be back with you in a minute. Right, everybody. So we've got the things what we wanted to get done today. Got a nice cabbage out. Take one home for my daughter. She's going to deal with this. I'm not dealing with it. She says this is the one what she likes, so that's the one what I've grown. And I've got some heads of broccoli as well, so I'll wash these off and then I'll most probably freeze these because we've got a lot of veg, but that's still got some of that spinach at home. So that's what's happened for today. Done quite a lot. Lot today. So if you're liking the channel, please remember to like, share and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell another friend. If you want to leave a comment, you can leave a comment in the comment section. We will get back to you on them. And I hope you all enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. See you all on the next one. Thank you.